and then the chocolate free. It's a day celebrated all across the nation. Bitches be tripping. What's up with the Asian? Back with the news to start of the day. Rip in a hot 50 piece away. It's Friday, bitches.
It's Friday, bitches. What's going on? Glad to be back from my sabbatical. It wasn't really sabbatical. They made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So, what was important to them became important to me. But that's not what I want to talk about. It doesn't really matter, neither here nor there. But I have been gone for about a month, and there have been several of you who inquired about my well-being, which I very much appreciate. Kind of things like that make me keep doing some of these videos and stuff. Appreciate all you guys. Appreciate all you subscribers, and even the guys that are not subscribed. I even appreciate the fucking haters, you know. So, anyhow, what I want to talk, what's on my mind today? I'm going to hit you with a little hypothetical, which is kind of hypothetical, I suppose, but it's not exactly hypothetical. I want you to, I guess before we get to the hypothetical, so I have a medical problem that I take medication for. So now we'll get to the hypothetical. I want you to put yourself in my shoes. Hypothetically, you have a medical problem that, where you take a medication, every day. And one day, your doctor says to you, this medication you're taking, they put a new medication on the market, which is an injection that you can take, and that way you don't have to take a pill every day. Kind of cool, Only thing is, it's a brand new medication. It's only been on the market for a month. We don't have any, reviews, for lack of a better term, as to how well it works. We have the study results, and those were kind of not exactly great, but not bad either. But, we don't have any real world reviews on this medication. And so my first reaction, hypothetically, was, I don't feel very comfortable with that. Nonetheless, a couple of months goes by and, doctor's still bugging me about this medication. So, hypothetically, I give in. And I try this injection. And for the injection's supposed to last a month. And for that month or 30 days, whatever, I felt like shit. I mean, I wouldn't go to the extent to say that I felt like complete shit, but certainly wasn't myself. And especially as the last 2 weeks of the month came up, I was really starting to experience some bad side effects of the medication or lack thereof. So hypothetically, I go back to my doctor, for my visit, and I tell the doctor, this injection, I really just want to go back to my regular oral medication because, this injection just, I'm not sure, but hypothetically, that last month you were out of town and doing something that you weren't really doing, and you're not used to doing all the time. So I tried to be honest and say, I'm not sure if it was from my living circumstances that it didn't seem as working as well, or if it's just not working as well. Again, trying to be honest about, my life has changed for that 30 days. I was away and doing things that I don't normally do. So that doctor looks at you and says, not going to do it. Now I only want to give you this injection. And you're like, why? And they say, well, honestly, it's just easier for me. And, I'm just not going to do it. I think this is better for you. Except I just told the doctor something's not working. So then the doctor tells you, well, here's what I'm going to do, because I don't have your injection today, so I'm going to give you enough oral medication for a week, and then you can come back and get the injection, which I've already said I don't want. So I go and I fill my prescription and I take my regular oral medication, and I felt completely back to normal. All the things that I had been complaining about in the prior 2 weeks, or at least week and a half, within about an hour's time after taking that first oral dose, completely went away. So now I'm in a position, and then I got to go back because the doctor said, if you're going to absolutely refuse this injection, then you are going to have to find another provider. Now you got to understand, this is a doctor I've been seeing for 6 years, and things have been good for 6 years up until this point. So I guess my question to you guys is, other than the obvious being completely unprofessional as far as I'm concerned, I mean, is it morally and ethically wrong of this doctor to force a medication on me that, like I said, we have no information about, because as of the end of this month, the end of June, it's been on the market exactly 3 months. And there's really not that many people on it. I'm one of the first, actually. Do you guys see a moral, ethical problem with this? I'm really disappointed in my doctor, and that has led to a lot of anger. This just happened in the last couple of days, and for my doctor to go to the extent to say that I need to find a new provider, it really blows my mind. I've never experienced this type of behavior out of this doctor, and I'm trying to figure out why. And, as I don't want to say he or she, I just did, I guess. So, as they stated, the one time is just easier for them to give me this injection. So I guess that's one of the issues. But then that brought me back to the last visit I had, where they had told me this injection cost about $1,000, which I'm lucky enough to have insurance, so my insurance covers it. And this time she happened to let it fly that the injection was $1,500. So between now and the last visit, somehow the injection went up $500. So that being said, I'm guessing that the injection's $1,000, and then she charges my insurance $500 to administer it. So I'm guessing this is a financial gain type of thing for this doctor, as well as an ego trip or I don't know what. But I'm really blown away because, with this condition that I have, and any condition that I have, even if it's just a basic checkup, just as in my life, if, I don't have a lot of friends because I don't think most people don't have, but maybe a handful of friends. But, especially with my doctor, if you're my doctor, I have to fucking trust you. I have to trust you 1,000%. I got to trust you with my life, And what concerns me is that, what if something else were to happen? What if I were to get sick some other way? Man, this is really bothering me. It's been on my mind now we're going into the third day now that this has been on my mind and been keeping me up at night. I've got to call my doctor today and let them know that I will have to find another provider, unfortunately. And one of the things that I'm afraid of is that they're going to say, well, you know what, come on in and let's talk about it. And now I'm in a position where I don't think I can even do that. I think I'm forced to find a new provider because I don't know that I can ever trust this doctor again after this. This was so far out there for this doctor. I would never have expected this. So I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comment sections about that. What would you do if you were in my shoes? Maybe you guys can help me make this decision. Because, man, I'm struggling with it. Like I said, I've been with this doctor for 6 years, and this is so unlike this doctor. I don't know what to think. I'm blown away. I don't think I should be forced to take any medication that I don't want to take, and I certainly shouldn't be forced to take a brand new medication that just hit the market we have no information on, no real world information on. So you guys let me know what you think about that in the comment section. In other news, while I was gone, President Trump met with Kim Jong-il. Kim Jong mentally ill. Or is it Kim Jong-un? It's one of those. Interesting stuff. Although, nothing concrete came out of that meeting. And it was just basically a meeting. I know they signed some kind of thing, and that was kind of, I think, more of a symbolic type of thing. Pretty cool that an American president is meeting with the president of North Korea. It's a first step. It's definitely not. There's nothing has been solved. As far as I know, Kim Jong-un's government is the same. There's still prison camps and slavery and all kinds of crazy things going on in North Korea. But, who knows? Maybe this will be a first stepping stone to it. Sure would be nice to see that country, as I look at my map up here, it sure would be nice to see that country become one again. And, my thinking is that, and I'm kind of tore on this too, because my thinking has always been that once the people of North Korea find out what's actually going on in the world, because they've been so sheltered from everything, that the people will revolt. But then again, it's like, I don't know if the people will be capable of that, because you're talking about most of the society over there has been starved half to death, and I don't even know that the people are strong enough. They certainly don't have the weapons to revolt. So I think eventually what it's going to do is it's going to take South Korea, and North Korea together to get this North Korea thing straightened out. I guess you just go back to the beginning where, the Korean War, with what they were trying to do, that just needs to be finished. We need to get the North Korean leaders out of there. And when I say we, I guess I'm talking about the United States, and it's like, well, what is it the United States business in this? Well, our business in this is that they made it our business years ago in the Korean War. So that's our business in it, and that's our stake in it. I certainly don't expect the United States to be the world's police and fix everybody's problems, but this is an issue that goes way back, and it is what it is. So hopefully, I really like to see that. That would be cool. There's a lot of things that I'd like to see in my lifetime. Music-wise, man, I went to a place last night where it had some live music. It was fantastic. Missed out on a band called the Super Suckers. I went to the store. There's a place near me called Rock City. I'm going back to Super Slinkies. Had them on one of my guitars, and man, I missed the old Ernie Ball strings. But yeah, there's a little guitar shop near me called Rock City. It's in Livonia, Michigan. And if you guys are from this area, go check them out, man. It's a nice mom and pop store. The guys are very down to earth, very much on board with a lot of the things that the people I associate myself on YouTube are down with. That you don't need to buy a $3,000 guitar to have a fantastic guitar. They have a couple of different brands in there. He was telling me about one. I forget the name on the headstock is Vintage, and he was telling me about them. He said they absolutely blow Epiphones away. I picked one up and I played it. I thought it was fantastic. I forget, he told me who builds them, and I was really surprised by that, and I can't remember who he said builds them, but I picked one up and they play fucking fantastic. So, and they're cheap, so go check out some, I'm sure you can look it up, vintage guitars online. Let's do a Google search real quick. Vintage guitars. They got a website right here. They make all kinds of guitars. They make Stratocasters. They make Les Pauls. They cover there's a picture of some rock stars and stuff on the website. And yeah, man, I thought they were fantastic when I picked them up. You know, I don't know. I don't play enough Epiphones and stuff to say whether they blow an Epiphone away, but the guy at the store said they blow Epiphone away. Man, then I found a Jackson guitar in there, and it's an Urchin. And as some of you know, I've been looking for Aria Pro Urchin for quite a while, and I think I'm probably going to stay on that path because I'd like to get one, just to have one. But man, there's a brand spanking new Jackson, and it's a through neck, and it's a Urchin, and this fucking thing, it's natural color, you know, that's just a finish on it, like a polyurethane finish, no color. Man, this fucking guitar was just fantastic. And that's another thing, is I was playing a bunch of Jacksons while I was in there, and I'll tell you what, Jackson guitarists have never lost their touch. You know, they've always been famous for extremely low action, and I dig them, man. I really dig Jackson guitars. I own 0 Jackson guitars right now. When I was in high school, I had one. It was like a Stratocaster type body with humbuckers, and that fucking guitar was fantastic. Now, back in the day, that guitar was like $800. Now that guitar is like $400 or $500. So they've gone down in price. So anyway, yeah, again, go check out Rock City Guitars in Livonia, Michigan if you're from this area. A bunch of cool dudes there. We're going to cut this one short since it's my first Friday back, but I'm glad to see you all, and it's Friday, bitches, and everybody have a great weekend, and you know, if nobody else loves you, that I do. God bless you.